I would like to think that she then went and ate the evil stepmother, but that's not in the story. We've arrived in Obzor, and I have to say that this is definitely my favourite room of the trip so far. It's pretty quirky and it's very spacious. We'll let you see. Nice little seating area, you've got a little kitchen with a fridge and a stove. We definitely won't be using that. And then through here is the bedroom. Quite quirky. Got lovely views from here, from this Velux window, right out to the sea. But the best part of this room is that we pretty much have the whole of the
penthouse.
Yeah, it's like the penthouse suite because we've got lots of outdoor space, so follow me. How cute is this? So we've got sun loungers up here, beautiful views of the sea, we can see the beach ahead of us. We've also got a little table here, nice for a little drink at night. But that's not the end of it, there's more outdoor space. We've also got this area as well, which gets the sun later on in the day. Goes all the way along here. We're only here a couple of nights, which is a shame actually, because I really like this place that we're staying. The welcome when we got here wasn't the friendliest that we've had on this trip, but you know what? You can't win them all, so it is what it is. But yeah, I like it. So I think what we're going to do now is have a little wander into the centre of Obzor, get our bearings, find a little supermarket, and then later on this evening we will go out for dinner. Well, we wanted quiet and we certainly got quiet. So far we've not really seen anyone else that looks like a tourist, but that's good, we like those kind of places. A lot of the restaurants here are actually closed, and I guess that's probably because we're here kind of off season now, because it's kind of like mid to late September, so I guess everywhere's shutting for the season, but there's still a handful of restaurants that are open, so it's not going to be a problem. We're only here for 2 nights, but yeah. The temperature has really dropped today. It is a lot cooler than it has been. I guess that's kind of to be expected the further north that we go. But the good news is that it's still nice and sunny. So today we've decided to go and do a little bit of a walk. I found this path called the Kaleto Eco Trail, and I think back in the day you were able to see the remains of an ancient fortress, but that is now kind of, I don't know, like maybe overgrown, you can't really see it anymore. But it's a little kind of walk through the forest. I'm not sure how well signposted it is from some of the reviews I've read, so knowing us we'll probably end up getting lost. But we thought we would do that today because it feels a little bit chilly for the beach. So let's go on this walk and breathe in the mountain air. To get to the start of the trail, it's about a 5-minute drive from the centre of Obzor, but we've decided to walk to the start of the trail, and it takes approximately 20 minutes. 200 metres to the start of the trail. This bit's a bit uphill. Whew, heart rate's starting to go. I had all these good intentions to go running every day on this holiday, brought my stuff, and we've gone for a total of, let me think, 0 runs. But we have been doing a lot of walking, so we have still been kind of getting our steps in. We like kind of getting a bit off the beaten track when we're away new places and finding nice little walks to do, so hopefully this one won't disappoint. So we're at the start of the trail. I guess if you are bringing the car, this is probably where you would park. Yeah, I hope we don't get lost. We just saw a little girl up ahead. We weren't really expecting to see anyone, and it just reminded me of the legend of this place, which I'm just going to tell you. Apparently there was a beautiful, hard-working and modest girl who lived in Obzor, then called the village of Koizak. She had long blonde hair, this little girl does, and magic eyes, and her name was Kalina, and according to the legend, the water in the spring flowed from the tears of this girl, who eventually turned into a wood nymph. And I'm really hoping that when we go around this corner she's still there and she's like with her mum or something, because if she isn't, it's going to be a bit freaky. To be honest though, she wasn't kind of dressed like olden days, she was dressed like like clothes you would see now, so
like a Kappa tracksuit.
I'm guessing she's not the ghost of Kalina. Okay, so I can confirm that the little girl was with two ladies, so she definitely isn't the ghost of Kaleto. That's a shame, it would have been quite cool. So, the meal that we had last night, whilst it was actually really tasty, I had a seafood risotto and Ewan had a chicken risotto, and I really enjoyed mine, but I have to say, like, the portion size was pretty small for the price that we paid. I definitely think that the prices here in Obzor are quite a bit more expensive than what we were paying further down the coast. So yeah, I don't think I would maybe rush back to that restaurant. It was nice enough. But yeah, I'm not sure where we're going to go tonight because there aren't like loads of restaurants open, but we'll try somewhere else tonight. So we found the stone bear, and apparently there's a legend behind the bear. And the legend is that there was once a girl who had a wicked stepmother. Now, I'm not sure if that's the girl we previously mentioned or if that's someone else. But she had an evil stepmother, and every day she sent the bear, bear with me, to wash black wool at the spring until he bleached it. Now, I'm not sure if there's some kind of weird translation issues going on here. The girl prayed to God to help her, and he told her to put on the wool. She put on the wool and it turned her into a bear. Okay, I don't think she sent the bear to wash the black wool. I think the evil stepmother sent her to wash the black wool. And then she prayed to God and he told her to put the wool on, and then she turned into a bear. I would like to think that she then went and ate the evil stepmother, but that's not in the story. But actually, the last time I was on a swing was in Bulgaria, and it was when we visited Veliko Tarnovo, and we found an amazing swing on top of a cliff. So check that vlog out if you haven't watched it. We're not entirely sure where to go now because there's like a couple of different options. There's a path kind of behind me to the left that looks a bit more like an obvious path, but then there's this information board that's leading on to this other path. So we're going to try this other path for a bit and see where it takes us. Just be careful crossing the bridges because there's always a little piece missing, so if you're not paying attention you could end up having a little accident. According to a website I've been looking at, we're now at the steepest part of the trail that takes us up to where the ruins of the old fortress used to be. Luckily it's quite a short climb, so that's good because I'm starting to get hungry. Right, so from here, apparently it's a circular route round to where the ruins used to be, but I'm not really feeling confident we're going to see any ruins, but we'll do the walk anyway. Yay, we found some remains. I think that's the remains of the old fortress wall. So it was a 12th century fortress, but it's now been pretty much reclaimed by the earth. But I think there may be plans to kind of try and restore some of it, but so far that hasn't happened, but maybe in the future. We're on our way back now, and we're actually going back a different way because we met a really nice English couple on the walk. We had a wee chat with them, and they seem to think that if we went this way, it might bring us back out closer to where we're staying. So He couldn't promise it though, this was just his, I don't know, theory. So let's hope his theory's right and we don't get lost. So we're following the pylons back down and hoping that they take us eventually back into town, and it's actually a really nice view of the coastline from up here, and the sun has come out, it's getting slightly warmer. Yeah, I'm glad we did that walk. Okay, there wasn't like loads of ruins to see, but I kind of knew that before we went, so I wasn't really disappointed. But yeah, it was just nice to get up into the mountain a bit and get a bit of fresh mountain air. Just following the pylons. We've had such a relaxing afternoon, it's been amazing. Like, we literally just sat up on the balcony, it was like a little haven of tranquility. We had the sun, we had lunch, and then we literally binged a whole podcast series, 5 episodes, true crime, which we love. So yeah, it was just the perfect afternoon. I feel really rested after our walk this morning. So now we've decided to go for a walk right along the beach. We're going to attempt to walk right to the end, and we're going to do that, and then we're going to find somewhere for dinner. We had thought we might actually go for a swim today in the sea, but it just didn't happen. We just got so comfortable up on our balcony, it was so nice. We haven't actually even used the pool at the hotel. It's got a nice little swimming pool, but yeah, unfortunately I don't think we're going to make use of that. But we will definitely try and go for another swim perhaps in our next and final destination on the Black Sea coast. We'll brave the elements and go for a little dip, I think, at that point. This is the hotel at the very end of the beach. I would say it's the biggest hotel that we've seen along this beach. It looks quite fancy. I think this is quite a popular one for package holidays, like British people coming. I think this is where the English couple we met on our walk are staying. All inclusive. Looks nice. I'm so hungry right now. I wish we were doing all inclusive. That's definitely the noisiest tree I've ever come across. There must be a lot of birds in there. We found this little restaurant just on our way back called Restaurant Zora, and oh, here we go. Well, that was a really good find. We actually just happened to be walking past it and it looked really nice from the outside, so we went in. Restaurant Zora. So the thing I really liked about it was that it had an allergen menu. So for each dish it had a kind of number system, so it told you what contained gluten, what contained nuts, all the other stuff. And that's actually the first restaurant that we've come across on this trip that has that. A lot of the restaurants at the back have like the little symbols, but then when it comes to the actual dishes there's nothing next to them, so it's kind of pointless. But that place did, so that was great, ticked that box. The food was really tasty. I actually had a dish that was recommended again by our viewer Patrick, so thanks Patrick. It was really tasty. Ewan really enjoyed his meal as well, and we haven't really had many desserts on this trip. We've been trying to be good, but tonight we decided to try the nougat ice cream, and we thought we would get one each because Ewan always steals mine, but actually, and we did get one each, but actually the portion was huge. So we ended up being like, oh, eating too much. But yeah, it was really tasty. Again, more expensive than our previous restaurants that we went to in Cinemarets. This place is definitely pricier. Still cheaper than back home, but not on the same level of kind of value for money as Cinemarets was. But you don't mind paying the prices when it's really nice. And they also do have a really good cocktail list as well. I had a really nice Negroni. So yeah, I'm glad that we found that little place. If you're visiting Obzor, I definitely recommend checking out that little restaurant. But tomorrow we're leaving Obzor. It's been a flying visit. We've been here 2 nights. It's been good. Would I rush back to Obzor? Probably not. But I did enjoy it. I think if you're wanting somewhere really chilled, with not loads to do except kind of beach, then yeah, it's worth coming to. There aren't loads of restaurants though, so just bear that in mind. Or maybe there are, you know, when it's kind of peak season, but off season there isn't really. But yeah, I don't think I would rush back here, but it was a nice little pit stop on the way to our next destination, which is Kratets. So please join us on next week's vlog, where we explore the kind of top part of the Bulgarian Black Sea coast. We've driven from the bottom right up to the top, so if you haven't watched our previous vlogs, check them out. We started very near the Turkish border and we've driven our way up the coastline so far. So if you've enjoyed this video, please do give it a thumbs up, and we will look forward to seeing you next week.